My Uncle Mick, he used to go fishing all the time. He'd always be sitting out the front by the lake with his fishing rod. He'd have his pack of smokes and his carton of beers, and he'd be having a good old time trying to catch fish. I wanted to join my uncle, so I went out there and was like, hey, can I go fishing with you? And he's like, sure. And he lent me a fishing rod and he taught me how to bait it up. And we were fishing, we were having a good time. Except for the fact that every time I cast the rod, the line would go, the line is supposed to go out into the lake. And it lands in the water and the bait drops down and the fish get the bait, and then you reel in the fish. Everyone's happy except for the fish, because the fish will die because you eat it. But with me, the line wouldn't go out into the lake. It would always, no matter, my Uncle Mick showed me so many times how to cast it, I'd always let my finger go too soon and the line would go straight sideways up into the tree. And eventually my uncle was like, we're fishing, we're not bird catching. Like, you can't catch a bird by throwing a fish line into a tree. I was like, oh, well, screw this. And my mum was like, hey, Tom, can you get dressed? We're going out to dinner. So I went in, I got my nice clothes on because we were going to the club. And, you know, the Lake Conjola club, it's very fancy. You've got to at least put on some trousers and a checkered jacket, you know what I mean? So I go in and I get my Lake Conjola club clothes on, and like, adults just take so long to do anything. Like, I was like, can we go now? And they're like, yeah, we're just getting ready. So mom and grandma, my sister, my dad, I want to go fishing again. You know, they're taking forever. My uncle's like, sure, just don't throw the fishing line into the tree. Yeah, of course, I'm not an idiot. So what do? I think we all know what happens is I get it caught in the tree. My uncle, he starts getting the shits. He's like, oh, bro, what are you doing? And I was like, you're getting all so upset about a fucking fishing line in a tree. Like, who cares? It's just a fishing line. And he's like, you're being a smart ass. And I'm like, and he's like, yeah, you're being a real smart ass. Look, if you don't get it right, like, I'm really gonna get the shit. So I'm like, just give me one more go. So we cut the fishing line. Anyway, I throw it back into the tree, and I just start laughing because by this point I don't even, maybe I even did it on purpose. I'm just like, I'm so bad at fishing, what's the point of even trying? I'm just gonna piss my uncle off and throw the fishing line into the tree. I don't think I was really thinking that way. Like, I don't think I was that big a shit of a kid. In any case, my uncle really cracks the shits. And he's like, so I start mimicking him as a 12-year-old does. And I'm like, and he's like, if you don't shut up, I'm going to throw you in the lake. So next thing you know, I'm standing chest deep in Lake Conjola, wondering what the hell happened. My mom runs out of the caravan. She's like, what the hell are you doing? They're you going out to dinner clothes. They're not your swimmers. What are you going swimming for? I start crying and I'm like, Uncle Mick threw me in the lake. My mom turns to her brother and she's like, what the hell did you do that for? And he's like, oh, he was being a smart ass. He kept throwing the fishing line in the tree. Like, there were these trees like this, and the trees were like hanging with fishing lines everywhere. It's like you could have done like tightrope walking on the fishing lines if you were a bird. So I sort of crawl out of the lake and I'm sopping wet in my nice shoes, and then mum's yelling at Uncle Mick, and grandma comes out and she's like, what's going on? This is rubbish. Aren't we going to dinner? My dad's just like, My sister's like, Tom fell in the lake. Tom got thrown in the lake. So yeah, Uncle Mick is like, he gets in trouble. He gets in more. I didn't even get in trouble, even though I was like the smart ass who sort of, I don't know, you should never throw a kid in the lake, but I was being a real smart ass, it's true. So Uncle Mick felt really bad. He comes up, gives me a big hug, and he's like, look, when I'm old and in a wheelchair and you're bigger and stronger than me, you can throw me in the lake. We'll come down to Lake Conjola and you can just chuck me in the lake. And I was like, all right, you're on. So then we fast forward 22 years, it's 2018, and I'm living in Hobart doing my stupid poor artist thing, trying to make it. Oh, shit. So I'm living in Hobart doing my starving artist thing, and I get a phone call from my mum, and she tells me that Uncle Mick has liver cancer and it's not looking good. Yeah, right. I'll see you there.
Get kicked out.
That's my sister. This is Uncle Mick. Say hi to the camera, Uncle Mick. Hello, Mick, cranky. So this is where we came when we were kids all the time. And we were going to meet here during the apocalypse so we could start a militia to fight back.
Don't tell the world that.
Well, it is the apocalypse, so here we are.
We made
Do you want to join us? Join us! All visitors to register manage it.
There's the toilets up there.
Where was our caravan?
Eight.
Was it 8, was it?
Oh, but it was all different.
I thought it was...
The toilet was there, so it's still...
Alright, Mick, old mate. I didn't get to throw you in the lake when you were alive. Better late than never, eh? Back to the old Lake Conjola. Time to go fishing again. Should we do a line?
I don't think the locals would like us dragging up on the deck, even if it is for me. I love you.
See you, Mick.
Bye, mate.
Cheers!